Okay guys, so at this point you should have your helical coil all shaped up and ready to go. Let me just show you what I did with my little reflector. Pretty much all I did was I took this template and well, I kind of cheated actually because I used my CNC to cut out my reflector plates. But pretty much, if you don't have a CNC machine, what you can do is you can just take the cutout that you had from before, glue it onto a circuit board or blank circuit board, or you don't even have to use a blank circuit board. You can use like any type of copper or anything that's conductive. I believe steel, galvanized steel works as well, but whatever you have available, just as long as you can cut it to size, just take it, tape the template on it, and then cut it out. Now if you're more skilled with a hacksaw, or if you have a CNC even, you can cut out the round one, the circular one, but if you're not comfortable with cutting out the circular one, you can always just go with the rounded corner square one, which works just as well. I mean, there's really been little debate about this, but the original creator said that the circular one is actually the better version, but I've never seen anyone complain about any differences whatsoever. So both will work, just whatever is more convenient for you. And if you're a perfectionist, you would obviously go with the circular one. So here I've cut out my my reflector, and this is actually just 1/16 inch double-sided copper clad G10 boards. So really, again, you can use anything you want. Now the next thing I want to show you guys is my antenna support, which is machined again by my CNC from 1/16 inch G10 fiberglass boards. So this is kind of like my little own invention right here, because I didn't want to use the traditional wooden dowel just stuck hot glued down in the center of the reflector plate. But you're definitely welcome to use this if you don't have a CNC machine, because it's obviously the easiest way to have an antenna support. And also you can pretty much, again, use anything that is not conductive. So I'm sure I've seen people use PVC pipes, and you can probably get creative and use whatever you have laying around that's not conductive and that's the dimension. But personally, I'm just going to use this skeleton, or I call it the antenna support, that I machined. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this. I'm gonna not wrap it, just insert it into the holes that I've drilled, and we'll meet back up. What you want to do is actually decide if you're going to use the dowel method or cross method. Now I'm not going to show the cross or dowel method. If you want to use the cross method, I recommend going to the actual written guide, as there are many examples on how to do it. So go ahead and just get your antenna supported, and we'll meet back up. Okay, so now that I have my antenna supported, I'm sure you have yours supported as well. We're gonna go ahead and fit this onto the reflector plate. And if you are just using the dowel method, you can go ahead and just hot glue it down the center. But be sure that, I'm not sure how well you can see, but the end of the antenna comes as close to the base plate as possible, because it just makes the antenna better. You don't want a large gap between your feed line and the antenna. So go ahead and try the best as you can to get the end of the helical antenna to be as close to the reflector plate as possible. And also, if I haven't mentioned this already, you want to sand your reflector plate down a little bit if you're using copper boards or blank circuit boards, just so you can solder on better. But anyway, just go ahead and fit this on. And as you can see here, I've fitted my antenna onto the reflector plate. Everything is good. I'm probably actually going to add a few beads of hot glue to this, but as of now, everything is looking great. So now, if you have this or anything close to this, if you're using the dowel method, we're pretty much ready to get soldering. So for this, I recommend a good soldering iron. I'm using the Hako FX888, I think, here, but it's digitally temperature controlled, so a very nice iron. I recommend you get a nice temperature controlled iron if you have the means to. You also need this coaxial cable. I'm using RG316. And I'm also using an RP connector, which means that it's kind of like it's a weird connector that is usually not used, but pretty much it's just an exception. But it fits my video receiver, so just make sure you're getting the right coaxial cable. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna split this in half, so my feed can just feed up, and you should make sure you dimension your coaxial cable to your needs, and we'll meet back up. Okay, so now that you have your coaxial cable dimensioned, I'm going to show you what you need to do with this. So go ahead with a hobby knife, go to the end of the cable, and go back about 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters, and just make a light cut. You don't want to cut too deep. You want to be actually on the safe side. You want to just like score it. You don't want to cut the braiding underneath, and just go about it, you know, and so you can have the first sheet of plastic off. Shouldn't be too hard, just be careful. Okay, so now let me see if I can focus this, hopefully. So now I have my coaxial cable kind of stripped, semi-stripped, with the outer braidings showing. I'm going to take my knife and just kind of spread this evenly. I don't know how well you can see this right now, but I didn't make my cut very perfect, because you can see, yeah, you could probably see some of the coaxial lines, or the coaxial shielding on my table, which is not good. That means I've cut a little too deep, so you guys want to try to avoid that if possible. Once you have your braidings kind of just fanned out, you're gonna see a inner conductor, and that's gonna be our feed line that we're gonna stick through the hole that was on the template for the reflector. Now the hole may be a little too small depending on what kind of coaxial cable you use. For RG316, I believe 1.77 millimeters is enough. So you can go ahead and just drill the hole to your desired length. But as you can see right here, my dimensions are spot on, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut off about, let's see, maybe a millimeter, maybe just a 1/16 of an inch off the center conductor shielding, and just strip it. So as you can see, hopefully, I have a little bit stripped from the center conductor, and I have the rest of my shielding just fanned out. And since I'm using my own support, I'm gonna fan it out in such a way so that I can just solder it and have a good fit. So you guys could just go ahead and fan this out, and after you're done, we're gonna meet back up. I'm gonna show you the soldering. So now that you have your coaxial cable all sorted out, we can get to the soldering part. And of course, we're gonna need solder. I recommend lead solder, just because it's easier to use. I've used both lead and non-leaded, and trust me, you don't want to be dealing with the non-leaded one. And also, we're gonna need our helping hand, of course. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put my base plate on. Hopefully, I'm gonna figure out a way to somehow show this while I can still see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn my iron on, set it to about, let's see, a little less than 350 degrees. I'm gonna wait for that to heat up, and we're gonna get soldering.